Hello. My name is John C. Stout. I am the host of Leave the Light On. Welcome to the podcast. I hope you got some water, got some coffee, got some time to chill and chat. Today's guest we have on is MrSaviorHD, one of my, I would say close friends. I would consider friends. I would consider not a parasocial relationship. I would consider him one of the cutest guys on Twitch. He's a great dude. I am in love with his content. I love how his mind works. I love his work ethic, but you guys will be able to find out more about that in the coming times. So with that being said, and we have MrSaviorHD. How you doing, man?
Hey, John. How's it going?
It's going good, man. Going good. I'm finally happy to get you on the podcast of Leave a Light On, the biggest crowning achievement of my life.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be here?
It feels like a normal conversation with you. Nothing too much going on with me right now. Yeah, no, I'm surprised it's taken this long for me to actually be on the podcast with you, to be honest.
I wanted you on. I just didn't know the right time because I'm still learning more about you. I think I watched you from, as much as we've talked privately, I was still wanting to know your content because the thing about you is you're kind of like, you know how like a master of the craft, or like, you know, like old magicians, they have their own thing that nobody else knows and nobody else can see, but they're kind of like in awe whenever they watch. That's kind of how I view your content, view your work. You're very mysterious. You're kind of to yourself, but when you perform, you do it top notch. And so I wanted to watch and see how you do things, and how, like, if there's anything that I saw to question or to have questions about. But I always just love watching your work because it's literally like watching a magician or a master of their craft. Like, they just know what you're doing. And so I don't know.
This is the first time someone's like ever said it that way, so that's very nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, nobody should say it that way because it's weird.
It's kind of weird, but you know, it's fine.
I'm a magician.
I'm mysterious.
But yeah, I think you're so far outside of my normal wheelhouse of people. Like, everyone plays shooters, they play COD, they play whatever, they do that.
Sure.
But your content's very methodical, and you have to rely heavily on your personality and not just like an FPS skill, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So, well,
yeah.
This is gonna be a train wreck. Horrible. No, I'm just joking. Well, my question is, like, why do that? Because I feel like that's the harder type of content to make.
It is the harder type of content to make, and I've been making, I guess, that kind of content since 2012, so it's not too hard for me. I started with my channel as a kid, like in 8th grade, I think, doing Halo Reach content, and I got the idea from Team Epiphany, and I think they're dissolved now, like they kind of do their own thing. But I would have like these custom Halo matches that my friends and I would make, and like we would review other matches very similar to the Team Epiphany channel. And eventually it, you know, started to turn into GTA 5 funny moments and stuff. And like, it was, you know, the same game, same category, but in a broader sense, we had different ideas and different kind of skits to go in every episode. It wasn't the same thing necessarily every time. So to translate that to Twitch, you know, when I first started streaming on Twitch in 2018 more professionally for the 6 months that I did it before I took a break, I was kind of playing the same games. I was like doing, you know, just like story games, keeping it variety for the most part, but just, you know, what everyone else does. They just play games and that's about it. And when I came back to Twitch in 2020, you know, basically on the verge of the whole COVID stuff, I was thinking to myself as like, you know, as a content creator, what do I enjoy watching? And what I enjoy watching is a variety of different things, but also the fun ideas that these creators make. And it's cool to hang out in channels where they consistently play one game, but after a while it gets kind of boring. And for me, I love playing a bunch of games. Like, I'm off stream, I just played every type of game. So if I were to be stuck playing one game on stream the entire time, I would go mad. I would go absolutely just crazy.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Let me tell you.
I have to play different games, and I like challenging myself to have different content, because I want to be a streamer that I personally would watch, and I look up to many streamers that do variety of content, have their schedule laid out, and they have, nice streams just for the streams and just for the fun of it for the community, but also streams that are not only a good stream, good for the community, but also something that can be turned into a YouTube video or TikTok content or something that you can be proud of showing off. And the hardest part about all this is, obviously planning everything. But once you have it planned and you have some things that stick, you just eventually, like what Ludwig would say, is just yoink and twist it back again and see if you can do the same thing, but kind of switch it up a bit. That way it's still fresh for either new people or returning viewers. So I just like doing things a little bit different. And you might grow a little slower in terms of it, because obviously if you consistently play one game, people know where to find you. So it is about that personality and kind of shining, because if they like you for you, they'll show up for anything you play.
Anything. And I think that's the harder, quick like jump to fame, but it's a better long-term goal. And I think I see that with you. And I mean, I put you in the same thing as Ludwig, and like, dude, like Ludwig could play the weirdest, crappiest game. And because he's built his personality up to where it's you don't watch the game, you watch him. You watch his interaction with chat, you watch whatever's going on. And that's how I was with you, bro. Like I think you raided into me last year, and I was playing Super Smash Brothers, and I checked out your content, and then I watched your content on YouTube, and seeing that, I became a huge fan of you.
I appreciate that.
I was like, I was just watching your stuff religiously. Like I remember like playing it on stream. I was like, bro, you guys have got to watch this. It's so funny. Also, your humor is, dude, it's so funny because like you can read a moment so well, and I think that's the perk of it just being you. The perk of it being you and not, co-streaming with anyone else. Like, the moment so well, and you can read it and you react to it perfectly, and it feels so, but it doesn't feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel methodical. It feels very off the cuff, but I know that you're able to read a moment very well.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you bring up those videos, because I know exactly which one you're talking about, the Little Hope video.
Yep.
And when I go back to my old content and I look at it, every video that's like, the newer videos are better, but it's really interesting with my content. The way I view it is, that video in particular did not perform well whatsoever, but you enjoyed it a lot. I'm sure people who watched it enjoyed it. It's very odd because whenever I post a video, I'm proud of it. But then once I post the next video, the video that was just right after that video, it's just dead to me. I no longer enjoy it. So I always have to, in some capacity, top my last video every time. Yeah.
Is that, I mean, do you think that's, I mean, there's no part of you that appreciates the video or the work you did before?
So what I try to do, is every single video that I make, I usually try to add a new kind of aspect to it that I've never done before. That way it's a new thing for returning viewers and something just fresh for a new viewer. And it lets me learn new things. That way I can then translate. Let's say if I did 50 videos, and each video I did something new in each one, to then add that to the 51st video, automatically it's going to be a better video than the last 50. So I just like to improve on it by just like adding one more step. That way, eventually, it's just going to snowball into being these really good, videos, these good projects that just work well. And then I'll eventually get back into the groove. Because when I was a kid, I was editing these like 3 or 4 minute videos, and I had like a process, I had a formula, but they never really changed. And I noticed that, so I kind of want to do different things in each video to make them stand out next to the other one, so it doesn't all blend in to like a nice mush of a picture. I want it to all stand out.
But I feel like that's super tough because like because then I'm just thinking about the people I've have out on, and they play like their designated games, and when you're trying to grow or you're trying to stand out, you're so heavily relying on you. You're the thing carrying it, not the game, not the new game that's come out, not anything, not trends that are being followed or anything. It's just you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, especially with the work that you do, like how do you, I guess my question is, how do you evaluate yourself rightly to a place to where it's like, I think you're hilarious, I think you're doing a great job, but when you see you, how do you top what you're actually doing? Because that's, I mean, we were talking about it last night. I'm not going to go into full detail, but like you creating a schedule and being like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. all these things. I'm going to build up this momentum, and I need to make sure it can do what it needs to do. I need to make sure this momentum's good enough to where it can last me a few days. And like, how do you look at everything you've done, thinking you've done such a great job with this, and then go, all right, the next big thing. All right, we need to top that. Like, how does, like, because that's what I have a hard time with is content creation. Is like, I do a great video, it does well. I'm like, sweet, awesome. And I feel like my body goes into rest mode of like, you did it, good job. And for you, is it kind of like you go into that after you've performed really well and go, can't wait to do that again, or but better?
Yeah, it's basically that. So I usually prep myself with ideas that I think are, in my own aspect, original for my channel. And what I end up doing is I think of the most bombastic way of how to present that. And I may not even have all the necessary tools to even do it. And then I kind of water it down to a base level that's still pretty entertaining and new. That way, if, you know, it does well, then I can improve on it. And it'll be easy for me to do so. Because you don't necessarily want to go off instantly with the biggest idea you have, because if it does well, how the hell are you supposed to top that? And if it does poorly, you just spent all that time for nothing. So you want to start off with the bare minimum, but still having it be very presentable to kind of like test the waters, especially for the size of my channel. I get like, I don't know, 30 at the lowest, and then like maybe sometimes 80 at the highest if like a raid comes in. So like that's the kind of like audience you're looking at. And of course, if you're porting it over to YouTube, like you got to make sure it fits all the criteria there in the best simplified way possible with what you have at your disposal. And then from there, you can just top it. So as long as you have a really cool idea and you water it down a bit, you'll be able to improve on it. But you can't just go gung-ho with this like really crazy idea, then you can't top it. So
I feel like, yeah. Do you think that's, how do I ask this? Do you think that that's fear talking? Like you can't go gung-ho just in case you can top it?
I mean, it's not fear talking. I mean, in some certain like ideas, like sure, you go all out with it because there really is no possible way to top it. I mean, it'll just be a recurring segment at that point. It depends on if you want it to be a segment thing that comes in every week, or if you want it to be an event that you can apply more on top of to make the next event more grand than the last. It all applies to what you're doing exactly. For instance, I did a indie game review thing for the first time. I was just testing an idea where I had all these free game keys from this website that gives them out, and like you were supposed to submit coverage on it, whether it be a stream, a Twitter review, YouTube video, whatever. And I said, well, I have these 3 free games, I might as well do something with them. They're decent games. So I decided to have it be where I play each game for an hour, and then my chat has a Google form where they review the game with me. And then at the end of the stream, if they did a review, they'll be put into like a little wheel that spins, and they get a free $30, game currency for whatever platform they desire. And I just tested it to see how that would work, to see if these games that no one has heard of would be even interesting, or the idea would be interesting, or if me myself would be interesting. And it did surprisingly very well. And because of that, I've gotten more opportunities with like new games and like companies and stuff. And it was a cool success idea. And I've had a lot of ideas that don't do well. For one of them, I did a the siblings are dating thing. And I made this entire scene for it. I made this entire scene. It was so good because it was like an actual YouTube video you were watching, but on stream, where the image would pop up beautifully. It had a nice like background to it, a nice outline, and then like the little image would pop up from below with OBS like transitions of like siblings are dating, and it would say yes or no. The poll would pop up. It was all beautifully executed. But it just happened to be one of 2 things. Either it was a stream where people were just busy that day, they didn't show up, or 2, no one gave a shit, so they just didn't show up. And I was like, this is such a cool format. It would have been a great YouTube video, but no one cared. So will I do it ever again? Probably later down the line when I know people are going to be there for it. Maybe potentially during like a charity stream where there's like segments and stuff. Sure. But just by itself, was it a cool idea? Yeah. Did it execute properly? Sure. Did it succeed as much as I wanted to? God, no. But it was a fun time. But that's an example that most of my ideas aren't always a success. I don't really know anything else in recent times that wasn't the best. Everything else is pretty good.
What's your relationship? Like, what relationship status do you feel like you have with content creation and Twitch and this job? I mean, okay, first question. Do you want it to be a full-time job?
Yes. I
Okay.
wouldn't say Twitch necessarily, but as a content creator, yes.
Okay. So with that being the answer, how would you say you have, how do I word this right? What would you describe the relationship between you and this job? Because I feel like content creators have a tendency to be very personal with it, and they take things a lot harder when things don't go the way that they think it would. I mean, that's literally what Twitch talk has been, and that's why I just kind of got out of it, because everyone was just sad. And for me, that's not a healthy relationship. But I'm curious what you have. Like, is it kind of like your baby, or do you feel like I'm good at this? This is my job. That's all it is.
So I think the mindset of like being like, sad and stuff is, sure, everyone goes through it. I mean, I've gone through it myself. Now, so I kind of look at Twitch in a different format, because obviously what I want this to succeed and like be a thing, like this could be a job, sure, but my true passion is entertaining people, whether it be on the internet or in person.
Yeah.
I did a lot of acting in high school for like theater and stuff, and I just like being someone who people can watch and laugh and appreciate, and just to, make their day feel better. And it sounds sappy, but it's true. It does. That's the one thing I fucking love in life. I can curse, right?
No.
Okay. Can I not actually curse?
No, you can curse.
Okay. I don't know. So the idea of people being very personal with their stream and as their their baby, and I think they just take a lot of things to heart. That's fine. I feel like you should on some level, but if you're on this platform and you're trying to stream and you're trying to make content and people, say things that make you feel bad because they don't enjoy it, or like maybe it's some other stuff, it's not for you. Okay, people are going to say a lot of things. People may not show up to things you do. It's all a learning experience, and if you can't learn from any of that, then why are you even attempting it? Because I get on stream and I learn a lot of things from my friends. I learn a lot of things from my own streams, and these past, I think, 4 months have been the more eye-opening months of Twitch for me, just because of all the things I've done behind the scenes. Because a lot of people do this thing where they go live, they have these cool streams they think are the best thing in the world, and then they end and they're like, why was it so bad? And then they just don't do anything else. They go to bed, they eat dinner, whatever it is, they talk to their family, they cry in their pillow. It's just like, oh, boo-hoo. But like Twitch is like you live stream, sure, but you gotta do other things to bring people there.
No, that's not how it works. I feel like you go live, you get money, and you feel good.
No, people think dude, it drives me up the wall. People think it's just like, oh, you go live, you get lucky, you have a success story, some big streamer finds you, they raid you, next thing you know, you got cash left and right. No, that's not. You have to build a connection with a lot of people on this platform.
You do, and let me pause you for this. You do such a great job at that. You are the only person that can join a community that I see, invest in the community, invest in the streamer, and then naturally, because you've wooed, I don't think it's by any weird thing, but you've wooed them with your personality and how helpful and how friendly you are, and then they want to collaborate with you. You do a genuinely great job at that, because it feels you're just wanting to help. You like the community. You like the people there. You want to hang out. You want to talk. You want to do things. And everything just works out naturally for you. And I'm not saying that you don't put hard work into to make it like feel like that. Be like, yeah, I'm not some freak of nature trying to steal anything. It's like, I genuinely like your community. I like what's going on here. I like you. I want to know more people. Like, you've done that in so many people's streams, or even their discords, to where like you're streaming with these people. They picked you because you do such a good job of that.
It's that's what I'm talking about. These past 4 months have been really changing, because I used to be the person that would go live, have these cool ideas, stop, and then go, oh well, I'll get him next day, as if that's going to change anything. It's really not. I'm not going to say everything and all my tips and tricks, because if that's the case, then people need to subscribe to me and figure that out themselves. But I give away all my secrets. You kidding me, for free? But I was very lucky to find a community that's very open and very welcoming. And these past couple of years on YouTube and Twitch and all the times I've made content creation, it's always been the same cycle of finding friends or people you think are friends who then turn their back to you, stab you in the back, or simply just stop doing it because it's no longer their passion. They have full-time jobs, they leave, and you're back to square one.
Yep.
It's incredible what you can do by just being a good person. And that sounds so cliche, because it is. But if you find people you truly enjoy on any platform of the matter, if you support them, if you're there for them, things will just naturally, just web out, and it'll just start to kind of tie back in, and you'll just eventually be like, hey, I'm kind of forming my own community. Just because you were there in someone else's community. And a lot of people misinterpret that as like, oh, you're just leeching off of them. No. I mean, if I'm leeching off of someone, you're in there just for the wrong reasons. Like, when I watch the streamers that I watch, I'm truthfully there because I enjoy them. I wouldn't be there if I didn't enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because I just can't. I know people who do that. I can't do that. That's just wrong. It's incredibly scummy. It's vile. And personally, if I don't like them, why the hell would I even watch the stream?
Yeah.
So I watch people because I care about their streams. I like their stuff, and I can learn from them. And if they ever need help, if I have the answer, I would love to help them, because I know if I'm on stream and if I ever needed help, please, if you know the answer, give it to me.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm asking for something, please, God, help me. So I like to be there for a lot of people. And recently, a lot of my friends who have had the trouble of growing and stuff in terms of like finding a community, just really finding a home on Twitch, I have been helping them, and like, it's nice because it's actually the things that I thought were helping me actually do help others, and these things I'm learning are actually things that can be taught and are really good to know. It used to be where I would go on Twitch and I would just mindlessly watch these top streamers and just watch them just because, like, that's what I thought I had to do. It's not. I now go on Twitch with the mindset of, even if I'm not streaming and I click on the following page and hit live, I will see people. I'll just feel happy to see them live. It's like parasocial, but like, you like to be in their groups. Like, they're in a sense kind of like school. Like, you see your friend who's not sick from school, like they're not home anymore, they're back in class. Like, oh my God, they're here. I can talk to them.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to go on Twitch and feel happy to go on there, because you're going to watch streams and you're going to be in communities of people you thoroughly enjoy, not just because you are watching just to try to, I don't know, do other things.
I think that was the best analogy I've heard of having that weird relationship with a streamer. Of, you don't follow them home, you don't go to their home personally, you don't do that, but when they're sick, they're gone, and you feel that. And then when they're back, you're like, well, wow, I get to hang out with you for a little bit. Not for your entire life, nor do I need to have an unhealthy relationship with you, nor do I think we're friends outside of school, but we're there. I enjoy your company, and you're there for me. Like, I've never heard anyone say it like that, but it feels like the most accurate version of it.
It is incredible when you start to feel that, because when you start to feel that, you're just like, damn, I might go live to, let's say, there's some people who go live to 5 to 10 people. Mm-hmm. But even so, like, you feel welcome. Like, there's communities on the live page where you're going to feel welcome. And it feels nice to be on the platform instead of going on there just to be like, how can I improve myself, and feeling bad for yourself and all this other shit.
Well, you don't like that mentality?
No.
You don't like it when people whine in your chat?
No, God, no.
You don't like it when I come in there and spam sounds?
I don't think you've ever been in my chat and actually had like a normal conversation with me.
What do you mean? I come in there and I say, hey, Savior, you look cute today.
I don't feel like you've ever like come in a chat and generally said something that was just like, oh, hey, John. I was like, oh, man. Yeah, nice. How was your day? It's more like, hey, John.
Oh, why are you here?
Why are you here? Are you on the toilet? Yeah. Are you live?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. Well, it's the best time to be on Twitch. You can stay there for hours, and then your legs fall asleep.
Yeah,
you know?
It's true. Twitch is a good little pee time.
Oh, pee? Wait, how long does it take you to pee?
Listen, I sit when I pee. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It gives me time to think about my life. I don't make a mess. I get to sit down, relax, contemplate.
Do you have did you just have shaky hand syndrome when you pee?
No, it's just nicer to be on the toilet sitting down.
How often do you cry on the toilet?
I don't think I have. I mean, oh wait, false. The one I ate the hot chip. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. I honestly didn't think I was gonna get off that chair, that toilet, whatever it is.
I was gonna do that until I saw you, and the fact that you cried. I was like,
do not do it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That was the worst thing I've ever done on stream. It was.
Was it worth it to you?
No.
Was that one of those things that didn't pay out? You had like 5 viewers, and they were just like, "Where's everyone else?" Like,
I ate the hot gummy bear. I think I had like 60 viewers. I ate the hot chip, and like someone's like, "Yo, 45 viewers." I was like, "God damn it, that's less." Like the whole stream is a success. So like I'm not like mad about it, but it was just like the chip itself. I don't think in any capacity it's worth it.
Do you watch your viewer number on Twitch?
So I have I do this thing where I actually have it off. But I consistently just hover my mouse over it just to see where I'm at. So it defeats the purpose of me turning it off. I've been really trying to stop doing that. But some days I just like leave it on if like I'm doing something in particular just to gauge how it's going. Also, Twitch has this weird thing where I will be, let's just say for an example, I'm at 40 viewers. It'll drop to 25, and then I think 2 minutes later it'll go back up to 40. I don't know why it does that.
Do you think
it terrifies me every time?
Do you think it does that to you intentionally? Like it singles you out?
No, I think it's just a weird bug on the stream manager side. But it depends on what stream I'm doing. If it's like a very relaxing game, like the indie nights, I didn't have it on because I just didn't care. I have more so the viewer count on when I'm doing content that I feel like, is this engaging? Is it worth it? So like halfway through it, I'll turn it on, leave it on, and just see how it goes. Does it go up? Does it dip? Is it pretty stagnant around a certain number? And kind of gauge it live. It doesn't affect me because I do very well under pressure. So
yeah,
like,
you really do.
Just learn.
You really do. That's that's another trait that I admire about you is when everything's kind of falling apart, which doesn't happen on your streams, but like we did a Halo night the other night and it fell apart a few times. And normally in my head, I would be like, oh my God, bro, I gotta get it together. Like I would have gotten more testy, more impatient. And you were just like, yeah, we'll figure this out.
In the back of my head, for those who do not know who are listening, I hosted a Halo custom games tournament, and what happened was at the beginning we were supposed to start like at 8 o'clock. You're supposed to meet in the VC at 7:50, 10 minutes prior to it. Some people were running late, so then it was 20 minutes late past 8 o'clock, and I was like, all right, now we have everyone, let's start the game. I hit start on Halo, and the Windows Store pops up saying I don't own it, and I was like, well, this is a lie. So then I had to figure that out. I knew what the problem was. I fixed it like with the Halo campaign, but I don't remember how I did it. I had to go like through the app data % thing to then go to Halo to then delete the cache. And I was like, I don't have the time to Google this and figure it out because I have 19 other streamers who are also streaming and are relying on me to figure this out. So I just hit stop stream, turned off the PC, restarted it, and thank God the game worked. In the back of my head, what was going to happen if it didn't work, I was simply just going to raid someone who was also playing the game. I think Twisted probably, because he helped me test the games, and I was just going to still host it but just not stream it. Instead, record it on OBS to still have YouTube content.
Yeah.
That was my mindset. So because the whole idea of that event, not only was it to be my first time hosting an event, to get people to get to know each other and to network in that sense of capacity, but to also make a YouTube video. So regardless of what happened, I was still going to get what I wanted from it, so I really wasn't panicking too much.
Yeah, I think that's... Because I don't know, you also didn't have people who were giving you a hard time. Mm-hmm. I feel like whenever you were hosting, because that was the first time you hosted something, and I think you handled that very well. But you also had the respect of everyone in the room. Everyone was excited to be there. We were all. It felt like we all had a collective mindset of like, hey, let's do this. Now we're not like we're helping you out, but it's like, don't be a dick. Like.
It's a reason why I invited those certain people because, I invite people to collab with me or stream with me who know of the fact that it's a stream. Be patient. Yep. Things may not work if you're doing a lot of things, especially with like something of the Halo custom games, which aren't very reliable to begin with. So it was very nice that everyone was very chill about it, and I appreciate that. I didn't expect anyone to get too rowdy because I always had a backup plan, but it was very nice, yeah.
Yeah, you did a great job. And that's the thing is like, I feel like you're one of those people that people are giving more attention to, and you're flourishing with it. You're doing a really good job with it, and you're not one of those people like, dude, bringing me onto the table. I got 2 massive blowups of my channel, and I was not ready for it. You, I feel like, have been prepared. You have been ready. The way you set aside a schedule, you're very momentum mindseted, if that makes sense, to where it's like you are wanting that, and you're almost prepared for the stress.
No, I am. There's something that Ludwig said during the like tips for streamers on like this one video he posted. It was like 50 minutes long, and I watched the whole thing just to see what he said. And there's one thing that stood out to me that has now been solidified in my mind. And he said that, you know, if you're a streamer or a content creator, at any point you have to be ready for things to just out of nowhere erupt, and a million eyes are just on you. And if you're not ready for that, you're not meant to be what you think you want to be. You maybe want to tone it down to not be like, you know, the biggest streamer, still be a content creator. But if you don't have content, then how can you call yourself a creator? So when Ludwig said that, I said to myself, all right, if someone were to rate me right now with, let's say, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 people, what would my response be? What do I have to offer? At the time of when that video came out, it was nothing. I would have had the playthrough of the game I was playing, and that was about it. Does anyone want to stay for that? Maybe some people for the personality of my voice, sure. And maybe some dudes for my beard, because that's most of my demographic. But I wouldn't be able to retain, I don't know, probably 90% of those, 95% of those viewers. So what I noticed is that he brought it up because he ended up rating some kid who was playing Mario 64, who did a trick shot, managed to, like a little run thing, and managed to get a raid from Ludwig. And he got a lot of attention. He got like 20,000 viewers for the first week of him streaming. It was the first week of him streaming, and Ludwig found him. The odds of that, incredible.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like 60 viewers, which is still good.
Massive, yeah.
But you had the eyes of 20,000 people.
Yeah.
And you lost it in an instant. And it's not his fault. The kid just started. But if you were a content creator,
the kid's just stupid, you know?
No. The kid just started. But let's put in perspective for someone who's been streaming for a year or two or maybe more, and they feel like they deserve all this, you know, eyes on them. And if you don't have the content, do you really think you deserve it? Like, what do you have to offer? Because when a new viewer joins your channel, or like really any of the big streamers' channels, they like their content. They can't watch them. Where else can they find them? TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram? Like, you got to have these outlets of places for people to find you, which is why I'm so gung-ho now on my YouTube content, where I can say, hey, I have some good YouTube content, go check it out. I have a TikTok, I have a YouTube Shorts channel. Like, I have all of this content now, so that if people were to raid me, I have these things. I have, you know, the holiday album. I'm going to make a new album that's not holiday, where you can play it any time of the year. And it's having this amount of content to show, hey, I'm here, absorb me, in a sense. It sounds weird, but when you find a creator, let's say you find a YouTube video that just sucks you in, and you're like, damn, that was a good video. I want to see what else this person has. And they had no other videos. Are you really going to stick around? That's
the scary thing, man. I mean, that's what's weird about, like, that. I feel that same thing with TikTok. I feel like when you see this one video that always blows up, is always on your feed, is like, what else do you have? And then it's all different. It's like, that intrigues me to follow. It's not all the same video over and over and over again, which is why, like, your YouTube videos to your stream are very different. You're still entertaining in both, but you know how to enter one platform and enter another, if that makes sense.
Like, well, also part of that is I started on YouTube, not Twitch.
Yeah. And I think, just watching, all that to say, I'm just blown away by, like, you just do a great job. You're a great entertainer. You're good at what you do. You know your chops. You know your strengths. I don't know if, like, how do you treat your weaknesses? Like, do you view them? Do you try to bump them up? Or do you just try to stay away from what you're not good at 100% because you have full control of what you're doing?
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily I'm afraid of my weaknesses. I do embrace a lot of them. I can't, and I'm not trying to be humble, but I can't currently at the moment think of what my weaknesses are.
You don't have them. You're perfect.
No, I think.
No.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dog rattling.
Oh, I can't.
She's like,
no, it's not. It's okay. It's just during the podcast. That's why I hate animals.
Yeah, it's just she's nestling my bed right now.
You do have a flaw. I found it.
All right. Well, there we go. My dog. That's a very cute dog. Yeah, no, I think if I were to be uncomfortable with something, I'd probably, if I were to know what that is, I'd probably just in on it to make myself comfortable then with it. That way, if it were to ever arise on stream or anywhere really, I would be able to tackle it. I think not noticing your flaws or mistakes and just kind of putting them away is a really not a good idea for a streamer, because if you ever get caught with your pants down and you're like, oh my god, how do I tackle this? You don't know how, and you buckle under pressure. And I don't think that's something you should have available at any time, because if people figure what that is, if you blow up, they're going to use it against you to make you fall down. And to go back and kind of reiterate what your question was earlier about if people were to find me and blow up, like how would I be prepared for that? The answer to that would be so remember how I talked about how like you make a big idea and you trickle it down and water it down?
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds not believable, but every content idea that I do have in the back of my head somewhere, I have it in a grander scale. That way, if anything were to happen and a raid were to go through and like all these people are now on my channel, I have an idea of how to make it on a bigger scale at all times to address all of those people. Because currently right now I'm only streaming to a smaller audience. And if that big audience were to ever occur, I feel like I'm pretty confident. Like, yeah, I'm going to be honestly starstruck for a couple of seconds. My heart's going to start pounding. But I'm instantly going to go into content mode where I'm going to know how to amp up what I am doing to a larger audience. I may introduce different portions of like what I could do, because now we have more people in there, so let's do that instead, kind of thing, and make them more intrigued and let them get to know who I am. So at any point, this isn't a challenge for anyone listening to this, but at any point I would hope that I'm prepared, and I'm pretty confident that I have content to suffice for people to stick around.
So guys, you just started a new challenge. We're all gonna go to Savior's raid or Savior stream, and we're gonna try to stress them out as much as we can. See what
all going according to plan.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yes. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
John, you fool.
You fool, John.
I'm ready for it, man. At this point, I just have people on this podcast that I like. I don't even care if you're a content creator. I might have my dad on this podcast.
That'd be a nice podcast, actually.
Stop. You don't know my dad. Okay. So when it comes to other creators that you like, what are traits that you like? What are like when it comes, because you like, so scenario. Well, I was editing a YouTube video last night. You helped me out. You said it's garbage and you would never watch it.
Didn't say that.
Really shut me down, but it kind of like motivated me to get a little bit better, because the whole F you attitude. But when it comes to your standards, which I think are pretty high for your YouTube videos, like you do a great job, what are some things that you see as like things that you're drawn to in a Twitch streamer or content creator, and what are some things that you think are like, nope, no way, I don't like you? I mean, besides obviously like racism, political crap. And
okay, well, yeah, obviously that stuff. Yeah. But if you're talking like, are you talking more so Twitch or YouTube?
Ooh, let's do Twitch first, but then YouTube.
Like why I watch the streamers I watch?
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, if I know who they are, I'm watching it because I know who they are and they're a part of a community that I'm a part of, and I watch them to support them for that reason, and I vibe with their either personality or the game they're playing with. If it's a random person, let's say I'm looking for new streamers to find just to say hi to, the first thing I look for, honest to God, is how their channel is presented. Are their panels nice? Is their face cam overlay? Like, I'm a big UI guy when it comes to video games.
Really?
Yeah. So like if your face cam, now I can probably say it isn't lit up properly, if you have the autofocus on and it keeps flickering, if you have, like inconsistent things of like text here, like Arial here, Times New Roman over here. I'm a very clean person when it comes to my channel now. I used to be very like neon border and stuff. I only have one now. It's my intermission for my chat, which I even might overhaul that. I like to keep it very simple. I like simple looking streams. I don't like over the top stretched images, chaotic stuff happening unless it fits the stream idea and the streamer itself. I like a clean setup. Very avoidable though, and I can move past that, but that's the first thing I notice. All right, because I take a lot of inspiration from other people's streams that I just randomly pop in and go, oh, that's a cool thing. Let me take that real quick.
So you're a thief.
I like, yes, everyone is. I like the aesthetic of how a stream can look.
Okay.
And then from there, I go to how they're talking. Like, how do they present themselves? If they're a Let's Player and they're going through a game, how do they talk? If the chat's not moving, how do they interact with their chat? How is their chat? Is it childish? Is it mature? Is it just enough jank that I appreciate? Like, do they have certain rewards? Do they have cool alerts? Like, is it... Because, like, I'm a very patient Twitch viewer, because I'll usually watch streams while I do work or something, so I'm not like looking for like content, because no one's gonna have that unless you're, you know, a content machine.
Yeah, like me.
Sure. And even, I mean, I'm on my own fault. Like, sometimes on my streams, I'm like, I rewatch some of my VODs, and I was like, why was I... Because I have a resting bitch face.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I go back and I watch my VOD, and I was like, God, you really... I have that face came on for just that? So that whole thing I can easily dismiss, because I'm very much so a part of that demographic. But I like to watch streams that know who they are, they know what their identity is, and they know what their community is. If it feels like they're lost and they don't know what they're doing and they're just streaming just to stream, it's not a place for me. I want to find a stream where they know what they're doing, they know what they want, and they're comfortable with the people who are in their chat. Because if that's the way they're going to be, they'll be comfortable with me when I go in there. I don't want to throw them off their game. I don't want to make them feel awkward. I actually went to someone's stream recently, and I said hi, and the person instantly went, "Oh my God, Savior!" I was like, "I don't even know who you are. How do you know who I am?"
Yeah,
this is the first time this has ever happened to me. But that person ended up being super chill. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, if you were to walk into a chat and they just don't feel comfortable streaming, like, why would I feel comfortable watching? I just, at that point, just turn the camera off, turn the stream off, figure out who you
go
are,
back to
and then come
95,
back to it. Yeah, I just, like, if you don't want to do it, then just don't do it.
I don't know why I go live, but I do. Why?
I want to watch streamers who want to be there, who want to top, like, you know, their last content. I want them to be there to, you know, want to succeed and improve their content, because that's what I'm doing. And if you're like okay with what you have, that's fine. Sure, if you're comfortable with it. But
I guess I have a question now about like how. Okay, so this kind of touches on like being comfortable as a viewer. How do you feel about people being upset that there's like follow notifications or anything like that? I saw that pop up.
No follow notifications.
No, that there is follow notifications because you fit
like sound and overlays.
Yeah, because people think that it outs them. How do you feel about that? Because I mean, I can go first in my opinion before you do.
What do I want to do here? I'll let you go first, and if I disagree, I'll double down.
Okay. I think it's weird that they're that self-conscious that a follow and alert notification can make them uncomfortable. I mean, it's great for me because I hate follow notifications. I don't think you... I mean, I think it's a small thing. I don't know. It's never been like, yeah, you should definitely pop up on stream. Because in my opinion, it's not a big enough deal to be like, yeah, let's ruin the gameplay or whatever and have people be notified of that. But at the same time, I don't know why people would be so insecure that a follow notification that bothers them or that catches them off guard or feels like it outs them. It's like, no, I don't know why. I don't know, because for me that seems a little bit too sensitive. And I know that everyone's different, but I don't understand why that bothers some people and why that bothers some streamers of like, you're outing them. It's like, so I'm curious what you think. You don't have to agree with me.
So here's what I'm going to say.
But you should.
Basically, for follower alerts, we mentioned the whole like gameplay doesn't ruin the gameplay. I think any alert, no matter what you're doing, as long as you're not like doing content stuff specifically for like a YouTube or a sponsorship, no matter, like if I'm playing Dark Souls, right, and someone like gifted 5, I'm just gonna drop the controller and just thank them. 100%. I don't really care if I die. The community, your viewers, like the people who are watching, you're taking the time out of their day to even just like throw a penny at the screen. I feel like that's more worth it than just like the game that's just always gonna be there.
Yep.
They may never always be there. So when it comes to the follower notification, I have heard that conversation before. No one in my area of streamers that I watch have really have messed with that, nor have they had complaints about that. I can understand why certain people don't like the follower notification, simply because a lot of people like to lurk on Twitch. Like lurkers are the humongous backbone of every stream. So for people who are very, you know, is it introverted? Yeah. And shy about, you know, their own life and just like so many other personal situations that they've lived through, I can understand why they would be uncomfortable with the follow notification. At the end of the day, it's up to the streamer if they would like to do that or not. I mean, if they want to appreciate who takes the time to click a button to always see their streams, I feel like if they want that on, you should have that on. And if you're a viewer on Twitch and you've been on the platform for a long time, you should be well aware that people are most likely going to have a follower notification. And if you don't want to see that, then there's two things you can do. Either you just don't follow, or you save their profile and wait till they go offline, then follow. If it's something you're that, self-conscious of, and I understand it. I truly do. There's a couple people, not in this scenario in that sense, but like who are they don't like being outed in chat. They don't like saying like, hey, you're here in my stream, how's it going? Because they don't like being questioned. They just want to sit back and watch the stream.
Right.
So the follower notification popping up, a lot of streamers feel it's necessary to be like, hey, thanks for the follow. How's your day? How are you doing? What's your social security number? Are the kids okay? How's your husband? How's your wife? Like, it's just, they don't want that to happen. And a lot of streamers bombard people with questions. And I've learned that you probably shouldn't do that. And they'll talk in their chat if they want you to notice them.
Yeah.
So again, if you've been on Twitch, chances are the person's going to have a follower notification. If it's an obnoxious loud one, or if it's a very small one, that's up to the streamer. I feel like at the end of the day, it's just up to the streamer. It's not up to the viewer.
Yeah, I agree. Man. Well, I don't know, I heard that said, and I was just like, I'm curious what you think about it. Because you're super friendly. Like, that's the thing, is like, you actually put a ton of time in. And that's another question. Why do you care so much? Why are you so friendly? Why do you want to help? No, I mean, genuinely, like, coming from a guy who didn't have a job on social media, I thought I was like, had the energy to help a lot of people, and I found out that I don't. And so I stopped. And I was curious, how do you keep that mindset of like, oh, I just want to help. I just want to be friendly if I can.
It's because when I was a kid, I always go back to this of YouTube, and I had like 12,000 subscribers. I'd average like 3,000 to 5,000 views per video, like pumped out like 3 to 4 videos a week. My CPU died. 9 months I was gone. I came back. All the people I collaborated and worked with just ditched me and thought I was leeching off them just to get my subscribers back. And I just wanted to make content with them again. That's all I wanted to do. And when I came to Twitch, I gather all these friend groups and stuff. It's 2018, and I lose them all numerous times. People stab me in the back. I just want to treat people the way I want to be treated. And it's a very, like, what would Jesus do kind of situation. But what would Savior do? It's kind of like the mindset. Because, like,
is that why you're...
What?
Dude, do you
No,
think...
my name is Savior.
No.
No. Listen.
This is so new.
Listen, the reason why my name's Savior is because I was in a video game. I helped someone. I saved them. I was like, oh, you're my Savior. I was like, oh, that's a good name. But the thing here is,
just like Jesus. I get it now.
I won't rise in the third day. No, I really enjoy helping people because I don't want them to go through the same shit I went through. I've gone through it 4 times. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I know how it feels to put a lot of time and effort into shit and to have no one notice it. So if I can at least give help or, advice to people or just be in their streams, just even lurk, just to help them out, do something, I'm going to do it. If I like your content, this is why I'm a super fan of you, John, for my Twitch recap.
That's actually shocking to me why you are a super fan of me, because like, bro, I'm very opposite. I'm like, yeah, there's a YouTube thing.
I know why I'm a super fan of you, by the way. I figured it out.
What?
I followed you. We hung out for a bit. I rated you, and then that whole entire area of when you got like all those influx of people to watch you, I knew you were uncomfortable with it, so I hung around your streams just in case you needed help from someone.
You were like, I was watching you squirm. It was so fun to watch.
I was just there, just because if you needed, like, because I had past friends who have had that happen to them. So I was like, if he needs help, man, I'm gonna be in his chat just in case he needs it.
Why? Why me though? Like, why?
Dude, you gotta look at yourself when you were first starting a stream, bro. Because like, remember how I talked about like, I like the aesthetic of streams, I like the quality of people's streams. You had literally everything. You checked every mark. You were a good stream to watch. For how low of viewership you were and how new you were to streaming, it was fucking professional stuff.
Talked about religion a lot. It was awesome.
Sure.
Which is you, Savior, the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Which, by the way, guys, you can.
Oh my God!
You can catch us at every Sunday, every other church we drop by.
No, but I like to help out people because I know what it's like to struggle a lot, and if there's anything I can provide to help them to not let them go through what I did, and sure, a lot of people say let them learn, but like why? If you're their friend and you like to watch their shit, I mean, give them some advice, help them out a little bit.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't protect
No.
So it feels like it. No, I'm not saying you're doing this, but sometimes it's like maybe they'll learn a little bit more if they experience it, because you can tell someone over and over again something, but it won't sink in. But if they experience it, which is why I hate raids. I love hate raids, but I hate big raids. And the fact that like everything comes in large bulks is like, bro, I don't want that. I like steady growth. Steady growth, you can get used to it piece by piece. The massive growth thing, I hate it. I hate it so much. I've never been a fan of it because I don't know how to handle it, and I've never known how to. Either my ego gets too big or I get insanely like uncomfortable and like all the things like that's where I want to know like piece by piece, month by month, as it's going up and going up and going up, that it's steady and it's not going to be some massive influx and then a massive dip.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you feel if you went from 200 viewers for like a month back down to 20?
I mean, obviously, I'd feel pretty bad, but again, that happened to you. I feel like because it was a lot of reasons to not relating towards of what you actually do.
What do you think was the reason?
Well, I mean, a lot of your like things was because that one video of you being, sympathetic towards a viewer. And so a lot of people went to your channel. So a lot of people went to your channel for that reason. They didn't go there for you. They didn't go there for the gaming. They went there because of the, the heartfelt outreach you had towards a viewer, and people wanted that at that time. So, it's like, imagine if you blew up from a video playing Minecraft, but you're a World of Warcraft streamer.
Oh God, what a nightmare! Both games
I'm not
are
going to
terrible.
stay there. I think you have a really like sour opinion on that and outlook on that because of what happened to you. I feel like, truthfully, if you had a TikTok that blew up because of like a Valorant clip or whatever game at the time you were playing blew up, I'm pretty sure you would have kept a lot of those people. They weren't there for the gaming. They weren't there for the channel. They were there for that one just chatting clip.
Yeah, and that's why
it really depends on like when something blows up, what's it going to be? Because whenever I have a TikTok that blows up, it's me throwing my ass back.
True.
And do I keep it on the channel? Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's what I want. It's why I'm there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, this took a...
Were we ever questioning about why I watch your channel?
I mean...
Have you ever had... Ooh. This is going to be fun. Have you ever had a critique that you didn't want? That you feel that like at the moment you heard it, you were like, oh, that's not true. And then it kind of stayed in your mind and kind of haunted you for a little bit?
No.
Okay. Well, that was a good question. Damn, wow. Cool.
No. I have never had that. And
cool.
If I had,
well, guys, this has been Mr. Savior HD. Make sure to... But no, I feel like that's the thing that I love about the collection of people who I've had on this podcast is they're very different from me. And so I always want to ask like why I took it the way I took it and seeing if you would take it a different way. Like, do you view, like, say if, I don't know, who should I name drop? Who do you like a lot? Not your favorite, but who do you like? Yeah, on Twitch. One of your comfort streamers.
Barry Bebop or Nandre.
All right, what if they came into your chat and was like, I don't really think you're doing a good job?
I would ask them, okay, if you want to elaborate, you can. If not, that's just an empty comment.
Would you let that sit, or do you feel like it's easy for you to brush off?
It would probably, during the stream, I'd probably be like, hey, what am I doing? And then I probably would just forget about it.
How are you able to do that?
Because, dude, Twitch is a fucking melting pot of so many people. It's not meant to be like, if one person doesn't like your content, that, they used to like your content, that happens. I mean, that's just how it works. People's opinions change. They like other things later on. Like, something that's scary that I do think about, and it's happened quite frequently on like my channel and literally everyone's channel, is you get used to a lot of viewers in your chat, and they're there either for the entire time, or they're just there temporarily for like 6 months, and then they only need you to stream for that 6 months, and then just go live their life, and you'll never see them again in your chat. but like they may have been like the best chatter you've ever had, and like they were great in the community, and you just never see them anymore now. That's one thing that probably does like get to me, because I know it's not me. It's just their life at that time, because COVID and stuff. They needed streams, and then jobs open back up, and they just go live their life again. You'll never see them again. And it sucks when it's like a really big core member of a community and a lot of people like them. And then like, streams go by and they go, where's this person? Where's so-and-so? It's like, fuck if I know. I hope they're doing well though.
Why do you feel like you can have an unhealthy relationship with a viewer?
Could I have an unhealthy relationship?
Yeah. Do you think that's possible to have a parasocial relationship with a viewer and hoping that they come back every other time? I know people talk about viewers having that on streamers, but do you think it's possible to have that same type of reaction to a viewer?
I think, yeah, I mean, it's obviously possible. Obviously, if I see, there's like 2 names of people I can think of that if they were ever back in my chat, I'd been like, hey, oh my gosh, you're back in chat. Everyone say hello to this person, like all that stuff. Like, you just appreciate them. I think it happens a lot. I mean, name any streamer, they probably have their favorite chatters. And if those people were to leave, they'd probably feel very hurt. It's just like a viewer to a streamer. Like, people always joke about the whole parasocial thing, but it really depends on how you portray yourself to your community and how much access they're allowed into your personal life. That's completely up to the streamer. I feel like there's a couple people in my community who feel like they're more friends with me than they really are, and that's okay. I feel like if you ever have to ask the question, is this streamer my friend? You already have your answer. It's no.
I love that scoff as you laugh at people who think that they're their friends. Oh, I get to see your real side of Savior.
I mean, do you not agree with that?
No, I totally agree.
Okay. I mean, that goes like for anything in situations of life. It's like, are you my friend? It's like if you have to ask that. I mean,
wait, are we friends?
So what's this next question?
Do you love me?
This water's really good.
So like on a scale of 1 to 10, would you like take a bullet for me?
Yeah, I would.
Shut up. Get out of here. God, I hate you. Fucking sacrificial lamb. Yeah. Also, I gotta ask you, why do you play Dark Souls so much? I feel like you play that game a lot. You play Bloodborne or Dark Souls, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
There's a really of course, like the people who I watch, they all play Dark Souls, and the community I'm in is very Souls heavy.
Yeah, why is that?
Souls is a very fun game.
No,
it doesn't seem okay. Hold on, before you start, crybaby because you're bad at video games. But
no,
Dark Souls games. I think Dark Souls 1 is my favorite. It is a little bit more unforgiving than other ones. Dark Souls 2 is the worst one in terms of like if you're a newbie.
Why?
Dark Souls? Because Dark Souls 2 it was made by the B team, and it's 8-dimensional movement, and like there's some things that they added in that wasn't really received well. If you start with Dark Souls 2, you'll probably have a better time not having to play it last. But it won't leave a good lasting memory of you. You'd be like, damn, this game fucking reeks. I'm not playing Dark Souls 1 or 3. I'd say start with 1 or 3. At first, they're very confusing, right? They're very confusing games where you're just dying. You don't really understand what the hell's going on. The story really isn't evident. It's through very just...
You don't know what you did wrong. Everyone's beating the shit out of you, and you're just like, why me?
The story is given through a very loose fashion of either text or cinematics or just words. We have to like kind of Google the wiki for. So why do I like it? I played it 3 years ago. I beat the game, and then I didn't realize I didn't beat one of the DLCs, but it's interesting. The following behind this game, it's a very great chill game because it doesn't sound like it, but you're simply just chatting to your chat while you just beat down bosses. And the game itself is just very much so a game about patience and learning the movesets. I mean, like, that's all it is. I mean, I go into a boss fight, I see a boss happening, and then I learn what they do. Like, all right, this next attempt, we're going to use everything OP on them, and hopefully I remembered everything that I need to know, and we'll kill them. It's a rewarding game because you spend this whole entire time killing a boss for this area, and you finally get through, you kill that boss, and you feel so good that now you have access to all this new stuff or a new boss, and like your chat is proud of you, and like the community is very wholesome. They really help people, and the mods in this game, can just like add so much more to the content as well. Like once you beat the game, you have New Game Plus, or you can download mods that just like change everything about it. It's like I feel like Dark Souls is the more aggressive Pokemon in the manner where so many people appreciate it, and there's so much like fan base behind it, and lore and fan fiction, and also just mods that just make the game playable over and over and over again. The fact that Elden Ring's coming out makes me even more hyped. So I don't know. It's a fun game to play. It's an all reliable. Like if I say, hey, I'm playing this, like I know I'm going to have people watch it. I have people who are going to want to raid me to then watch it after they raid me. It's a very reliable game to play, and people like watching either streamers rage on it, or they like watching people to succeed and have a good time. It's literally a win-win game.
No, it's not. It's a win-win game for streamers. It's a lose-lose game if you're just playing it.
I mean, if you're playing it off stream, you're a different breed of someone.
Yeah, you got a problem.
Well, I mean, so maybe I have a problem, but I played a little bit of Dark Souls 3 off stream just because I was chatting to someone and I wanted something to play in the background.
What is wrong with you? Bro, are you excited about Elden Ring?
I am.
Are you going to play it through completion?
Off stream, probably.
What?
When the game comes out, I'm going to play the game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I'll tell the listener. When Elden Ring comes out, this is a big thing for a lot of smaller streamers. You know, for a hyped up game such as Elden Ring, or really anything, what I usually tend to do is either wait a week or a month or just like a period of time where, because if you're a smaller streamer, and let's just use Elden Ring for instance, and you're going to stream that, and you usually have an average of, let's say, 15 to 25 people who watch your streams. Why would they choose your stream over everyone else? And in fact, if they like that kind of content, most of the times they don't like spoilers, so they're just not going to watch you. It'll be a fun time playing a new game, but will it be a good stream? Will that affect you too much while you're playing it? If the answer is no, then just play it. But what I do is I usually wait a week or a couple weeks until after I beat the game the first time, so I can enjoy it myself. Don't get spoilers, and people know about the game. That way, when I officially play it on stream, there's not many two people playing it. The hype's kind of down just a tad bit. People have already played through the game. They can help me if I get stuck, and it's an overall better experience personally for me, because then I don't feel bad because people are like, I can't be here, I don't want spoilers. But they've already beaten the game now, so they're going to help me if I ever get stuck.
God, you put so much thought into everything. It's kind of exhausting. Not gonna lie, I'm tired.
I think the first time that ever happened to me was like, I forget what game it was. I think it was Resident Evil 8. Because I played it like, I think 3 days after it came out. And even then it was like, everyone's like, oh, I just got the game. I can't, I don't want spoilers. And like, my usual audience who was there just wasn't there because they didn't want to get spoiled in the game.
I think you need a new audience. Guys, we should comment below about whose audience Savior should take. Just as a replacement. Mine's off limits. Actually, some of my audience you can take. I don't know. It's just, you do a great job, man. You really do.
Thanks, man.
You flourish. You flourish with that. I've seen it with your relationships. And there's no part of watching you grow that I've seen that was like, oh, wait, that's what you were doing. No, you've stayed the same the entire time.
Yep.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I've seen you, Dish. I've just seen you and Dish do that, where you just do a good job. You've gotten bigger over time. Like Dish went from 1,700 viewers, but at the same time, like, you guys know how to do your content, and you've stayed the exact same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stay consistent.
At what point do you change? What would you change if we went to 100 natural viewers naturally, full time?
100 viewers? That's really not much of a big increase.
I find 1,000. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a better question. Oh shit, he's gone. We lost him. He disappeared.
Okay.
Wait, what would you do? How would you act? What new boundaries would you set? That's my question.
I would probably do more IRL stuff, like actual content, kind of like how I basically just do what Ludwig did.
Move to YouTube?
In reality. If I got paid a lot of money, sure. I mean, he played video games, but he also like did IRL stuff with like OTK or offline TV, and he would do, his Mogul Money show, and then all these other things that he would do, like Hive Mind. Like, I want to do stuff like that. At the end of the day, I feel like it's just I want to do different stuff on Twitch. Like, playing video games is fun, and putting twists on it is easy because it's just very easy to do. But I don't have the income that most of these bigger streamers have to put on these things. But like, if I had that, I have so many ideas. I have them written down. Will I say them? No. Will I ever give it to anyone? No.
You wouldn't give
when
them
I
to
can
me?
actually when I
Here,
can
send me
actually
one.
when I can actually execute them, I am going to execute them. So I'm just waiting until I can have an audience that I feel like, okay, let's pull the trigger here, and this is gonna skyrocket me. So just want to do that kind of stuff. Because the end goal for me isn't Twitch. I've always wanted to be, well, I guess just entertainment, really. I've always wanted to be either a voice actor or like the talk show host.
Why a talk show host? What about that intrigues you?
You just have a very secure job in terms of like just I can talk to people about literally anything, and then just have it be where the show's about me and my ideas, and it's coming up with ideas on the spot with like a crew of people. That just sounds like a wonderful time. Just you're just constantly making content, not just for like, obviously a lot of talk show hosts are on YouTube, so at that point I'm still a YouTuber, but I'm also like on TV for a nationwide audience. So it's just like the more eyes that I can impress, the better.
Yeah. Who would you? We're limiting this to Twitch, but who would you want to collab with? That not someone who, because their content's really good, but who do you think you'd be able to glean a lot of information off of by working with them? Twitch or YouTube? Sorry.
With YouTube, I would really, obviously Ludwig. I would love to just talk to him. I don't know about like content with him, but I just want to talk to him and just pick his mind a lot about a lot of things. But in terms of like YouTube, I would love to make videos with people like Scott the Waz or Small Ant or Doug or even IRL stuff like Yes Theory. I feel like that'd be like so fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
Corridor Crew, who make like VFX or different editing kind of review videos, and just like there's so many Mr. Beast, like those really grand events that have such a bombastic editing style. Like, I feel like that'd be so fun to be a part of. And I'd love to just be able to see how they do it and to see the back end of it.
Would you think that you failed? Would you consider yourself a failure if you couldn't do this full time? If you tried everything that you could? How do you think that would affect you?
I wouldn't consider myself a failure because I've already failed 4 times.
That's really sad.
So it is very sad. So like, regardless of what happens, I feel like this stretch of content creation that I have done, if this is the last bit of it, I'm proud of that. I did better than my last 4 attempts. I made so many more friends and many more connections this way. It's been a great time. I'm going to college. I have my film degree, which I will never use it for. So I'll just pack, groceries somewhere in Walmart. I don't know.
You won't feel like a failure, buddy.
No, I'll just beep, beep. That one said it was on sale. Oh, did it?
Just a tear strolling down your face.
Yeah. I mean, I think no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to be creating content regardless.
I don't know. I don't want to see you do that.
What, bag groceries?
Yeah, I don't want to see you do anything else. No, I'm serious. Like I would be sad. And you're one of the creators that me and Anime have talked about. By the way, guys, I'm referencing Anime Daddy, my husband. But we've watched you and we've talked about you continually.
Yeah, why doesn't he like ever DM me? He never wants to talk to me.
Bro, he's a freaking psychopath, man. He doesn't like, I call him every day and he's like, yeah, I should probably get better. I was like, you won't. It's fine. I'm the girl in the relationship. But you're one of those people who I want to see succeed. And it would probably break my heart more than yours. Maybe not, but it would definitely break my heart if you were like, yeah, I'm done. I can't do this. And
I think hate tomorrow.
What? Don't do this to me. I'm on
really
the edge.
a video called I'm Sorry.
Well, I'll watch it. I'll know it's clickbait, but I'm watching it. would you ever start a podcast? Would you ever want to do that? Because you seem so enthralled with other creators, and kind of have the same thing that I do, to where it's just like you like how people work and you like people.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I've talked about making a podcast in my like streams and stuff, and everyone in my community is very like, they would want that, and I have ideas for you, like 30-minute podcasts with the guests about like certain topics, and I thought about doing it. I just don't have the time right now to do it.
Wait, so 30 minutes instead of what? Well, how long has it been? An hour? You wouldn't do it for an hour and 10 minutes?
It depends on like the guests and stuff, but I feel like in terms of like, first podcasts, like for the first season of them, just like, make it short.
Or make it short.
Bite-sized,
No. No, okay. I like being full after a meal.
Sure.
Yeah. I like to eat the clients and then think about what they said. Because I think, well, there's also so much that that's why my podcast, with you, with the conversations with you, I do have a ton of questions. I have a lot that I want to ask you. I want to pick your brain on a lot of things. And I feel like in 30 minutes, it's like, so what's your favorite color? How long you been on Twitch? Don't say the N-word. It just becomes very, unless you're able to just dive deep into that person. And
well, I mean, I have an idea of how a podcast would be. I'm not gonna say it, but
you're so secretive.
It would be, again, just like my streams. It would be content driven. It would be very interactive for the listener.
Should we ask the listener a question?
No.
So, listener, what's your favorite? Yeah, that doesn't work. You're bad at podcasting.
Well, you're looking at it at a different angle, but sure.
What did you think whenever you got into Twitch? What was your first, if you could change one thing that you would redo, what would you do? Or were you just, because I have a hard time seeing you flounder. And so I feel like part of you just kind of naturally was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do well. Except with having certain people around, because I feel like that kind of made it.
I think if I could do anything differently from when I started again this year, it would be just try to find a better community than the first one. That's about it.
I don't want to intrude too much.
Yeah.
But I do want to know why. Because I've only had good interactions with you. Only. And everyone who I know has only had good interactions.
It's not like it's a bad interaction. It's more so I wanted to find a community that was more consistent. Mm-hmm. It's not like there's ever been bad things said or we all hate each other. We all still talk. It's just more so no one streams anymore. Mm-hmm. I had a friend group of people who were just friends of mine, but there was no actual streamers I met through streaming. So when they were just done doing it, because the jobs listed from COVID, they just were just done streaming. Thus, I didn't have the networking of them, they would raid me, I'd raid them kind of situation. I thought that's how you would grow on Twitch. And once you lose your not so passionate friends of Twitch, mm-hmm. It's just you kind of start back at ground zero. I just kind of wish I was more so, I guess, connecting towards communities that were very serious about streaming at first, instead of just my friends.
Does that ever bother you? Because I know what you're talking about. Because I want to find people to co-stream with and do that, because I do really well with bouncing off on other people. And I feel like it's easier to do that. I get slightly irritated when I have those friends who are like, yeah, I'm very serious about streaming and then I want to make this full time. And then we try to schedule, we try to do something, we try to make everything work, and they just don't do it. Or they quit. Yeah. They quit out early.
I mean, your situation is a little different because you're relying on them to actually play the games with you. Mm-hmm. That's a lot harder to do, and I don't really understand how that would work, because I don't really do that. I rarely collab with people, which is ironic because I'm doing a collab on Tuesday. But the whole thing with me is I do a lot of variety solo stuff, so I just like to form myself. We talked about this earlier, nestle myself in other communities, and they all do variety stuff as well. But for your situation, it is a lot harder to do. I can't really honestly understand that, so. I can understand you're frustrated.
Well, because that's you want to find those people that you can always be with, kind of. You can. It's kind of like with my thing. It's kind of like looking at Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, Cloaksy, Dr. Disrespect, Courage. They all have an ecosystem. They all have people to choose from. They all have their flavor of the day. And I feel like that's insanely difficult to find. You're doing a great job with your friend in your friend group, but it's not collaborating, playing the same game. It's more of collaborating personalities.
Yeah, the whole thing with Tim the Tatman that you bring up there is also something that he struggled with. I've been watching Tim since he was a 800 viewer Andy.
Oh man,
Um,
those small beginnings.
I mean, it does sound small, but I found him when he was playing Call of Duty Ghosts when that game was out, and he had hair.
Yeah.
So, you know, I remember him even talking about it where he was playing. He had 800 viewers, John, and he was even talking about it on stream. He was like, I'm just trying to find people to play games with, and I just can't find these dudes. I have these guys who are just like, basically what you just said, he was dealing with 800 viewers.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna make you feel better.
No, it's not about making me feel better. Like, I'll find him eventually. It was just tough.
Yeah.
But that's what I liked saying about you grow is like you're stepping in, you're finding those communities. And I hated that it didn't work out for 4 times. For me, after the second time, I've been like, screw this, I'm done. Like I can't, for some reason, I can't collaborate, I can't connect, I can't be a part of something without screwing me over. That's where I give you massive kudos on like just kind of staying hopeful, I guess, because that can be that's extremely difficult. This job is extremely difficult on hope.
It is a very taxing job mentally and physically, and not a lot of people know about that. Like, my parents ask me, they go, what are you doing tonight? Are you streaming? It's like, yep. And they don't really push further into that. They don't really understand like what I do. And it's not saying like, oh, this is the hardest job in the world. But it's really taxing, especially for what I do. And I'm not like trying to like humble brag, but like I do put a lot of thought and care into the things I do. And I feel like not a lot of people do what I do at this level. Like, they probably do it later when they have more of a viewership. But I don't really care, man. I just kind of want to, I talk about this with my friends, and it sounds like a lie, but it's really not. I would rather have like 20 to 30 people watching me with a very active chat who are just appreciating what I'm doing, instead of like 200 viewers and like nothing being said. And I just don't get the like relief of like, is what I'm doing good? Like currently right now, I get the instant gratification of like, was this a good idea? People reply. So I've seen people's channels where it's just they have 200, 300 viewers and no one's saying a damn thing. It's just like, how do you feel good about that? Like, you're streaming to what it feels like no one, but yet you have all this. Like, are you proud of that? Do you feel like you need to improve? Are you okay just being just like plateaued there? Like, I get I gotta keep improving. I just gotta like, because there's this, like the YouTuber I mentioned, Scott the Waz. He was a kid in high school who made these news videos for literally just his 20 friend group. And he would just make videos and send it to them on DVDs. And he, stopped doing it on YouTube, went back to college. And then, like, for their last college project, they had to make a video. And after that video, he realized, hey, I want to make these videos again, just for my friends. And for like 2 years, like, I subbed to him, he had like 10,000 subs. Like, for 2 years, he would just keep making these very consistent, well-concised video essays about Nintendo, video games, or just like, E3s or controllers. Just like topics that you wouldn't necessarily think that a 30-minute to an hour-and-a-half long video would be very interesting. But they're very well done.
Yeah.
And he pumps them out like twice a week. And he's stuck to that mindset. And it's been the same exact formula, and it hasn't shifted or changed. And like, he has just grown. And so he has that same mindset of just, I'm making it for my friends. If other people don't watch it, they can, but it's for my friends, and I want to keep improving and just like, exceeding my last videos after that. And that's the kind of mindset I have with my stuff. Like, I don't really care about necessarily blowing up or growing. Will I be ready for that? Absolutely. I just want to be proud of what I'm doing, because if you're someone who's making content and you're not proud of what you're doing, then why are you doing it?
I guess, do you feel like you'd have a hard time like putting out something you didn't put 100% in?
Yeah, I mean, I literally just told you about that with the Amazon video.
Yeah.
Like last week I was editing a video, and it was an Amazon unboxing, which is going up this Monday. I have to finish it later tonight, but it was just, I looked at it after spending like 4 hours on just cutting it down, and I was like, this is just boring. This is not a good video. And is the newer video better? I mean, you can't really make an Amazon video like a fantastic video, but it's miles better than the last one I had that I almost put out just because I felt like I needed to put out a video. I'm very much so right now quality over quantity, because it goes back to that thing of like, you blow up and someone wants to find your channel. Like, if you have all this quantity, but it's not quality, no one's going to care. But if it's quality, eventually they're going to want quantity. But if they know you're uploading very consistently with a quality video, it's pretty good. So like I have had instances like where I don't want to publish stuff or stream stuff if the idea isn't fully fleshed out or the video isn't good. Like I want it to be up to my standards, and even then it's still not good enough. But you know, everyone always thinks that, so I just kind of hurdle over that. Be like, okay, it's good. It's not dog shit. Would I watch it? Yes. Post.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have a clear mind on what's good and what's not, or do you feel like do you pass it off to
better
friends?
idea?
Okay.
I do pass some, like if I'm unsure, I do pass it to some friends. I have a better idea than I had, like, you know, when you found my YouTube videos and stuff. My new videos are miles better.
Yeah, I hate
and
your
I'm
old
kind
stuff.
of I'm finding a new love for my videos and just improving on it and taking what I view as some very good content creators' videos and just kind of implementing some of their pizzazz into my own, and just again learning every time after next video like how to improve on like what new editing technique could I use to save more time and all that stuff. So it is a very interesting kind of area.
Yeah. Well, bro, I think we got a lot out of you, man. I mean, no, seriously, like I didn't want to waste this podcast earlier on. I'm glad I didn't do it earlier on, because I think 4 or 5 months ago when I thought about having you on, I didn't know. I'm glad we're at a place, because I've been able to watch you interact with other communities. I've been able to see you collaborate with other streamers, the respect that you have for them, because I think that's another big thing as well, is your respect for another creator space is very visible. Like, you know how to joke around, but there's some people who don't respect a creator in their own space, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, yeah.
Yeah, they go in, they're just like, oh, you know, kind of like, fuck off, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, like, this is a collaboration. Like, we need to help each other make content together, make each other look good to an extent. Like, yeah, mess around, have fun, but, like, at the same time, I've seen so many people not treat it the way it needs to be treated. And I think with your collaborations that you've had, you've been very natural, been very respectful, and you've been able to do a good job with, like, the collaboration you did with Sandwich. You know, she picked you for a reason. You weren't just like a last minute draw. Like, there was a reason why you got picked. And it's because you fit in your content and how you do and your personality and how you do humor. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's cool to see you kind of flourish into that. And I think like I still think that there's going to be a lot more that I want to check up on, and definitely have you back whenever you blow up, because I can see you. I mean, the same way I saw Dish kind of when she was at 50 to 70, I was like, yeah, it's going to be massive anytime soon. The same thing I see with you. Whether it be on Twitch or YouTube, it's going to happen, because your hard work is really hard to ignore. It's really hard to ignore. Also, I do want to plug your music, because you do Christmas music as well. So not only are you just an entertainer, but you are also a singer, a very good one at that. And I think you're a jack of all trades, bro. Like, you, and you're a renaissance man. Like, it's so cool to watch you. Like, it's fun to see you plug into other people's stuff, add value to them, like highlight people naturally. But at the same time, like, you're still you're still entertaining. You're not giving up your spotlight to give to someone else. You still have a spotlight while also shining a bright light on someone else. And you do it a great job, man. You do it a great job.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic watching and seeing what you do. I love introducing people to you. I love it, because I feel like it's easy. It just makes sense. And also, I love you.
I love you too, man.
Stop. We don't love each other. We're streamers.
Oh, yes. My acquaintance, colleague.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited to poke your head or poke. Oh, not poke you. Okay. All right. Don't want to poke anything. Anyway, but yeah, make sure to, like, where can people find you? What are you doing right now? What are you doing on Tuesday?
Tuesday, I'm doing a Mario Odyssey speedrun competition with Katie Punch with some different content ideas to go alongside. Every 15 minutes, we have to do something different while we play the game. And then I'm also going to be on another stream, which I'll announce during my stream for another collab over there. And we're doing a charity stream as well on Thursday, the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. I'm going to be building a gingerbread house, decorating a Christmas tree with chat, while kind of doing some other side stuff with a very smaller goal, just for Toys for Tots, just to kind of raise money for the holiday season.
Is that it?
I mean, yeah,
you're not doing
Twitch.
a Christmas album?
I cannot confirm if it's going to be out. It's like I am doing one, and my producer's making the music currently, but I cannot confirm if it'll actually be ready by, Monday or Tuesday. I can't confidently say. It's up to them. I'd hope for it to be out, and if it is out, I'll be playing it on Thursday. But you got that. You got some YouTube videos on YouTube. You got my Twitter, OnlyFans, Grindr.
Wait. The dating website?
Yeah.
You put your content on dating websites?
Yeah, why not? You don't?
No.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Maybe I should. Who knows? But yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you being in here, and I think it's awesome that people get to see you. But is there anything that you want to leave us on, or leave them on, or leave me on? Do you want to lead me on?
No, I just want to tell the listener, the person who is here right now, that we appreciate you, and we thank you for clicking here and honestly getting to this part of the podcast.
What do you mean?
What are you typing?
Nothing.
I can hear you click-clacking right now.
Dude, just ignore the question mark. God, I say, dude, okay. I love how you had to bring that in. Get out of here. But anyway, Savior, it was good to have you on. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, man. This was a good time. It was very nice.
I don't believe you. You're making
okay,
this,
man. As soon as I heard the breath that you took in, I was like, okay,
yeah,
dude, what
me.
the fuck are you gonna
Out
say?
of here. Nothing. But no, it was good talking to you, man. And thanks for being open. And I hope to have you on again soon whenever you bust out 1,000 viewers, or when you leave me, When
I get 1,000 viewers, I will come back on the podcast.
Not anytime before.
I mean, I don't know.
Man, you want to be a voice actor with that fan in the background, really breaking that for you.
Is there a fan?
Oh, there's noise. It's been the entire time. It's okay. I forgive you. But anyway, I've tried to end this 5 times. I'm getting off the call. I'm leaving.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Savior. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. That was... that was... Bro, it's literally us being like, no problem. And just dead silence. That was MrSaviorHD. He's a great guy. He does a great job at everything he does. We talked about it, but guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. All socials are going to be in the description. Make sure you go subscribe to his YouTube channel, as well as go subscribe to him on Twitch. He will have a Christmas album sooner or later. I'm going to figure it out. But you guys have a great day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye!